Hello and welcome to Medical Edge. My name is Todd Barnes. This program is produced as a partnership between the Mayo Clinic and the City of Thornton. We hope every episode provides you with valuable health information for you and your family.
It starts at your toes and feels like your blood is getting hotter.
Polly Gilgenbach gets hot flashes.
You break into a sweat, you turn red, people wonder what's wrong with you.
Up to a dozen hot flashes every day.
You feel like you can't concentrate because you're hot and sweaty.
When the heat subsides, chills set in.
I live with this, the blankie. Sometimes I'm hot, sometimes I'm cold, and then I have to switch back and forth.
Rather than take medication, Polly opted to try acupuncture.
What it involves is placing very small, sterile needles along the body on specific points. Everything feeling okay?
Mayo Clinic acupuncturist Molly Mallory says the traditional Chinese philosophy behind the practice is to use the needles to bring balance to energy that flows through the body.
And the energy that flows through your body we call qi.
If this energy gets out of balance, you can develop symptoms. In Polly's case, hot flashes. Here's a more scientific explanation of how acupuncture may work. Needles in the skin stimulate pathways that travel through peripheral nerves to the spinal cord and brain. This causes your body's natural painkillers called endorphins to rise and other chemicals to change, unblocking trapped energy and restoring its flow.
So the acupuncture and the needles are allowing your body to get back into balance and bring about a state of homeostasis,
which is a state of wellness. This is Polly's sixth treatment. She says the needles do not hurt, she can barely feel them, and the sessions are relaxing. Plus, they effectively treat her hot flashes.
For the most part, I'm down to 2 or 3 a day instead of 10 to 12.
Fewer hot flashes, which are much less severe, make for much better days at the office and in life. For Mayo Clinic News Network, I'm Vivian Williams.
So today we're going to be talking about stress management.
Welcome to 6th grade prep, a summer program that teaches survival skills for kids starting middle school. Teacher Sam Ohl says kids worry about a lot of things in anticipation of that first day of a new school.
Teachers and lockers and just about everything. The lockers.
Lockers, a huge source of anxiety.
Because you only have 3 minutes to open your locker and get everything.
Take a deep breath.
But these kids will likely be less worried when that first bell rings because they'll be prepared. They're exposed to things that frighten them, which is exactly what doctors at Mayo Clinic say lessens anxiety.
Our basic approach to anxiety is called exposure therapy, and basically it can be boiled down to if you're afraid of something that's not dangerous, you just need to practice doing that over and over again until you learn through your own experience that it's not as frightening as you thought it was.
Dr. Stephen Whiteside says if your child's anxious, find out what he or she is afraid of, then gradually expose them to it. If it's making new friends, set up some time for your child to meet and hang out with some kids that'll be in the same class. If it's new teachers, call the school and arrange a meeting. If it's the lockers, go and practice opening them.
And that's how you do it.
But if these things don't help, or if your child's anxiety is severe or causing physical symptoms, talk to your doctor.
Stress balls are a good way to deal with anxiety. The class makes them so when pressure rises, they can squeeze the tension away.
Stress balls are not a treatment, but they can help kids feel more confident about handling worries. And now that these kids are armed with information, they're ready for a less stressful start to a new school and a new year. For Medical Edge, I'm Vivian Williams. Every year, thousands of young football players get concussions on the gridiron. 15-year-old Tyler Sloan, number 17, is no stranger to concussions.
Just felt like a big hit until I got in the locker room after the game, then my head started to hurt and just felt nauseous and knew something wasn't right.
Tyler's dad, Gary, is the head football coach at the local high school. He's also president of the Minnesota Football Coaches Association. His goal in that position?
We're trying to make the game safer.
Gary's teamed up with experts at Mayo Clinic to make sure players' helmets are in good condition and fit correctly.
No helmet can eliminate
the possibility of a concussion happening, but the idea of a properly fitted helmet and a good helmet is to reduce the severity of a concussion if it should happen.
Mayo Clinic athletic trainer Jim Williams demonstrates how to make sure a helmet fits the way it should.
I'm going to check the helmet for any kind of cracks, any kind of loose snaps, clips. Face mask is nice and tight.
Then measure the player's head 1 inch above the eyebrow. Next, spray the player down to simulate sweat during a game. When the helmet's on, it should be 1 inch above the eyebrow. If it's too low, pump air into the air bladders inside the helmet.
Chin straps, you want to make sure go underneath the face mask. I want to make sure that the ear holes line up with the ear. I want to make sure that the back of the head is covered.
And the pads inside the helmet should be in good shape. Replace them if they're not.
A good snug fit, but not a fit that's too tight that could cause a headache after 30 to 40 minutes out on the field.
A good fit means the helmet doesn't slide around.
You can see the skin is basically moving with the helmet, which is what we want.
2 or 3 days after the fitting, check it again. Every week thereafter, give it a once-over. Again, helmets will not stop concussions from happening.
If we can reduce them as much as possible, we feel like we're doing a better job for the kids.
For Mayo Clinic News Network, I'm Vivian Williams.
How is your bread? You like it?
Kira Houston knows the importance of family meals.
I think it's the best time of the day to connect. You're connecting over a dinner plate, so to speak.
Kira brought her 2 kids to this family meal making event. It's sponsored by Mayo Clinic and the Family Dinner Project. The goal, to get parents and children excited about spending time with one another around the table.
We cook together, we play games together, we have conversations together.
And they eat together. Research shows the benefits of family meals are many. For example, families who eat together may have stronger relationships than families who don't. And research shows kids who have regular family meals are less likely to do drugs, and they're less likely to be obese, which raises the risk of health issues such as heart disease and diabetes. Mayo Clinic experts say encouraging people to fit family meals into their busy schedules is one way to improve the health of our communities.
How do we help support that community's health goals in ways that move beyond the walls of the clinic and beyond the interactions that we have just in the clinic visits, but really connect with people in their daily lives?
Rose Anderson is with Mayo Clinic Center for Innovation. Michaeline Burrows is a Mayo Clinic dietitian.
It's so important because it helps people realize this doesn't have to be hard, and you don't have to be a grand cook.
How is it? Is it still hot? Blow on it. There you go.
She's here to give tips on how to make cooking fun and hassle-free.
Even little things like letting the 4-year-old decide, what vegetables should we have tonight?
Her best advice? Plan ahead.
That's probably the key to making this really work. You have to shop with a grocery list. You have to shop with a menu in mind.
The family meal, a recipe for health. For Mayo Clinic News Network, I'm Vivian Williams.
That's all for this episode of Medical Edge. If you're interested in learning more about any of the stories featured on this program, you can find additional resources by visiting our website and following the link to the Mayo Clinic. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch the next episode of Medical Edge from the City of Thornton.